Well. It's been quite a while since you last saw my face, all of you people watching out there. But since I've been away, a lot has happened and changed. Not just my appearance, but a lot of other things, all to do with outside my official YouTube channel. Well, I'm here now, so with that being said, I have got a lot to get through and talk about. So, without further ado, let's roll the titles. Well, for the first time in a few years since I last did one of these, what's up guys, my name is Jack Wright, also known as Jackpot Button Lewis on YouTube, and welcome to another long-awaited, and make that bumper also, channel video update video here on, once again, my official YouTube channel. And also I would like to say a very belated Happy New Year to all of you and to all of my wonderful subscribers on my channel so far for the new year of 2026. And before we get underway, I would just like to say I would like to apologise for being away from doing one of these for a very, very long time. In that, the reason why is because there have been loads of things that have been happening in, of course, my personal life. Not to mention that I've started volunteering, also doing a load of jobs, of course, involving one in particular. As of recording this right now, I've just come fresh from also working with a local talking newspaper company called FemProbe, which are based here in the region of East Anglia, and more specifically in also the county of East Cambridgeshire, and more specifically also the city of Ely. And for any of you that do not know what FemProbe Talking News is all about, as I mentioned, it's a talking newspaper, which basically is an audio variation of of course, a publication of a newspaper, but it's to anyone who may suffer from being blind or, of course, hard of or have visual impairment. And it's basically where I get my voice recorded in a studio, basically, of course, basically narrating. I think, to put it into words, I think you could say would be with many articles in a local newspaper, more specifically the Ely Standard, which is the local newspaper around this particular area and also this particular county of East Cambridgeshire, as I just mentioned from earlier on. But as well as that, I think one of my proudest places of work that I've got at the moment, even though I'm not paid for it, but I can tell you all about it while I am here. And to get it quickly out of the way, is that I've also been volunteering also for a local hospital radio station, which, if you have been following me on Instagram for over last year, when I first joined back in January of last year, I've been part of the hospital radio station of Radio Addenbrooke, which are based at Addenbrooke Hospital in the city of Cambridge, and I have been there for now amazingly over 1 year, everybody, which is been quite incredible. And I've just come fresh, but as of this week I've actually hit my 30th show milestone of my Pick a Mix radio show that I do every Wednesday afternoon from 3 o'clock until 5, and also a little exclusive little bit that I filmed from back last month in January. Let me take you back to, I think it was, more specifically, I think the 12th of January, and I will give you a sneak peek of the place that I've been working at as of from the end of last month, to mark 1 year since I joined the radio station itself, like I said, of Radio Addenbrooke. And just like that, you now join me here in the studios of Radio Addenbrooke, and this is where, unbelievably, it has been over an official 1 year since I first started volunteering here. And of course, if you have not seen already, this is of course the main studio for where I do my Pick a Mix radio show. As you can see, of course, we've got the microphone just over here. And if I actually switch around the camera just right now, I can show you all of the equipment around here, just so you can have a bit of a knowing of what I've been up to for the last year or so. So here we go, everybody. This is, of course, my the Studio A that I'm currently working here at Radio Addenbrooke, and this is my, of course, my desk, and also all of the equipment, along with my headphones over there, and the telephone also as well. When of course, any of the listeners. Of course, on my radio show can phone in to the studio to request particular songs. And there's also a television set which is on, currently off at the moment, which we'll use also to cover anything that we'll keep up to date during the show to keep us occupied, especially with the World Cup coming up later on this summer. And also I've got the main computer screen here as well, with the mouse here as well, and also I've got my of course, my notepad, making notes of all of the songs that I play, and also the running order and music list that I have for my program, which I'm just about to do, which as of to this week in particular, on more specifically the 14th of January today, it is themed around the famous game show Gladiators, to launch the third series, which will be happening very, very soon. And as you can see, I've got songs including the main theme song of the show, the Gladiators UK theme tune with Muff Murphin, and also most of the themes of all the gladiators that appear on the show. And also I'm currently getting up one of the songs which as I just clear my voice, which is, of course, the young female gladiator Dynamite, and she's unbelievably, her real name being Emily Steele. I'm only just playing the song just to see if it works. But as you can see here, of course, along with her real life sister in real life, of course, the real identity of Dynamite, she's started out becoming a new and upcoming country singer. So very exciting to see that. Of course, I'll be playing that later on in the show. And also as well, even though I don't normally play this, but I would also have it in the background just to, of course, motivate me. I've also got the actual intro of the show here as well, which is based off the second series, so which featured all of the gladiators themselves. And also I've decided that with all the songs in the show, I'm doing it in order of the gladiators that appear in the title sequence. So as you can see, so you have Giant, then Electro, Nitro, then Comet, and then Hammer, of course, one of the new gladiators from last year, along with Cyclone, and also Steel as well. And also Fury, who also, as you do know, sadly in real life, she lost her father, Phil Ownsley, Jodie Ownsley, her real name, of course, being that, of course, from last year. And that happened during the live tour of Gladiators from last year. And, of course, also a load of the other Gladiators picked up injuries, like the likes of Athena and also Legend. And also my favourite Diamond as well, who picked up an ACL injury. But it's good to know that they're all back, of course, and recovering well. And as of this weekend, it will be airing, of course, very, very soon on this Saturday. Of course, more specifically, the 17th of January 2026 from 5:35 p.m. on BBC One. So very exciting, of course, to do that. And it's very rare to also see myself also be on my own filming the show. Now, of course, I've normally recorded segments on my show in the past, not to mention my very first radio show I did here over a year ago on the, make that the 8th of January 2025 from last year. But it's brilliant to, of course, as you can see the clock on there on the top, just there, as I just move my fingers away from the camera here. So I've got exactly just under 30 minutes before I go on air, my Pick a Mix radio show from 3 o'clock until 5. But it's been an absolute pleasure to have and an absolute honour to have done this for the last year or so, and it still blows my mind that I've actually been here for that long, and but I've really been enjoying it so far. Well, there you go, everybody. Of course, it is wonderful to get the opportunity to show you where I've been for the last year or so. But it's not just been down to that. There's also been other reasons why, of course, I haven't been uploading as much as I would have liked to have done. And the main reason is because the computer that I have in my den, where, of course, as you do know, that's become my new creative hub for recent videos that I have been uploading here on my YouTube channel. And one of the main reasons why I haven't been uploading is I've been struggling with storage space, and I've just recently had a huge, massive upgrade of getting a huge, I think it was a 22 terabyte memory, of course, external hard drive of memory storage, and I just already have transferred over a library which had just over, I think it almost tore over completely one of my other hard drives that I have, and obviously one of the recent projects that I did from the end of last year, or right actually from the start of last year, sorry, I meant to say, is of more specifically, as I am going into the last few episodes of one of my biggest projects that I've done so far from the end of last year, and that being of Grand Prix Formula 1, a reimagining of to celebrate 30 years of the 1995 FIA Formula 1 World Championship. I am going into the last two races as of doing this particular upload, and due to, of course, the storage space, it's really affected and it's really delayed some particular rounds of the championship, because I was trying to literally try and follow as close as possible to the real life schedule of races that happened over now 31 years ago, since we are now into the year of, and that being, of course, of the year of 1996 was 30 years ago from now, of course, as of this year in particular. But with also that being said, I'm currently working on to get that series completed, and I've already got loads of plans sorted for, of course, the next few months, and more in particular is that I know that one series that I know that crazily, as of this year, since 2016, will be marking its 10th anniversary this year, and that is my theatre vlog series of Theatre Going Revival. I know that I did have some videos and show reviews planned from mostly that happened last year, but unfortunately they didn't materialise to either a number of reasons. Either one, that I didn't have enough I think footage to cover and do a proper review of it as well, and also it was either going to be, if there was a long delay between the show that I had went to see and it's already had finished its run as a production, and this is not just including West End shows in London as well, it can be touring productions as well. And I think another reason why could be also is that either I didn't have enough time to get a review planned, and I already might have seen another show, which because normally when I do these particular reviews on my theatre vlog series, I want to focus normally on one show in one particular episode, but sometimes with previous shows I've still got a load of footage and load of B-roll that I never used, so I'm hoping to do a little flashback and throwback episode to last year of 2025, where I did see a massive plethora of shows, and it was a pleasure to cover so many great shows, and this year of 2026 is going to be no exception, because I've already come fresh from seeing the UK touring production of Dear England for the first time, the play written by James Graham, which I'm sure most of you already know, based on the incredible real life story of the then England football manager who just left from 2 years ago, of Gareth Southgate wanting to change the way that the England football team play through 3 major tournaments, and it just got a recent rewrite from just 2 years ago, and to also include the of course when Gareth Southgate was going to step down for the German Thomas Tuchel, who is currently also now being, as of today, is also just confirmed he's going to be extending his managerial contract until 2028. And that's going to include with, of course, with the Summer World Cup coming up this, of course, in this coming June, and also with the Euros also going to be on home soil for another time since 1996 also, which England was the last time over 30 years ago hosted the European Football Championship in the men's, of course, world of football. And as well as that, we've also, I can confirm that I'm already in plans of doing another series covering that World Cup campaign for the England senior men's football team, which is going to be titled World Cup 26, The America's Dream, which is basing a pun on the American Dream, a very famous term that was used towards the start of the 20th century in America. And also, since there is a triple hosted tournament in the countries of the United States of America, Canada and also Mexico, so very exciting to do that. I'll also be covering some of the friendly and warm-up games in the lead up to that this coming summer also as well. I know that we've already confirmed that there's some matches coming up from next month in March as I'm recording this. We've got matches 2 at Wembley Stadium, the home stadium for England, the senior men's football team of both the South American team of Uruguay and also of the Far East Asian team of Japan, and also confirmed a few weeks before the World Cup kicks off in, of course, once again in North American, a Pan American tournament more specifically. We also are taking on New Zealand, unbelievably, on the day of my birthday, on the 6th of June, just to remind you all there. And also we face Costa Rica a few days after that, on that very same week, I think, to my knowledge, if I can recall there. But I'm already in plans to do that. And also, as I've said, on the back of, once again, Grand Prix Formula 1, I know that loads of you have been having involvement in it, and I would like to say a huge thank you for that. I know it was a real challenge bringing it together and to make it like if it was all those years ago back in the year of 1995, having all of the official branding and broadcasting, of course, identification that you would have on the BBC. Also on BBC Two as well, which I was heavily inspired by the work also of Trevor Sports, who's a fellow YouTuber, recreating things from the world of video games, and more specifically with particular sports like football, rugby, and also motor racing in particular. And I know that I've already got plans to also cover, due to the success of that and how it came out, I've really enjoyed putting it together, so I'm already as I clean my throat there, my apologies for that. I'm already working on to do the follow-up series in the next Sony Formula 1 game in the series of Formula 1 97, which to me, of course, even though Formula 1 was my childhood game that I grew up with, and make that also this year, also marking 30 years since it also got released also as well. But there wasn't an official one that, of course, came out the year before in 1996. That was actually, it was published and made by Bizarre Creations and Psygnosis right at the end, I think, of 95, so that's why, of course, it was made at the start of 1996, and then towards the start of 97, that's when the development for Formula 1 97 came out. But The people that I've been following also on YouTube have been making recent series of it. I would also like to give a huge shout out to Dan Bartlett, who also I've had some involvement in, who, if you did not know, is also known as Mushy Gaming, also on YouTube. That was his previous name, and he's also started on a recent series of also doing the championship of that, of course, mode of the game itself, and also Captain Goodspeed, also known as Joe Hannard, his personal name. He's also doing the ultimate Formula 1 career mode, going through every single race on the, of course, of every single year that was covered in Formula 1 games, right from 1995 all the way up to currently 2024 also as well, because there hasn't, since last year, there hasn't been an official Formula 1 game that came out. It's through EA Sports as well. But what he is doing is, I think, a brilliant idea, and if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend you go and watch that series. There will be a link in the box of the description video box below this, right after this video, and that I am certainly looking forward. I'm already in plans already to bring the 1997 Formula 1 season back to life and reimagined in of course the game itself of Formula 1 97, and with that also as well, there is a lot of exciting other things that I've got in the pipeline. But since I've of course have been talking a lot about other things, they're not currently on my mind at the moment. They are still in very early development. So, but of course, if you want to keep up with anything about future videos, and also as well, I've actually just remembered I've yet to have done, as of course this year of I think since a few years ago, marked almost 10 years since I've been here on YouTube, I decided I wanted to do something to celebrate this milestone, and now I'm a few of course years late. But I've always wanted to do a Q&A session. Basically, if there is any of you that are out there that want to know a little bit more about me and what I have done over the last, make that now, I think 14, or make that I think almost 15 years now since of the year of 2026, since I started all the way back in 2012 actually. That's when I first started here on YouTube, and it's crazy to think how far I've come. I know that as you can see, my appearance has changed a lot since then, but as well as that, I know that I've had a huge upgrade, and also equipment also for filming these videos. And actually, more specifically, I can also quickly show you something that I got quite recently. And I was inspired by one of my favourite performers at the moment in the West End, that being of I was going to say Harold there. I meant to say Hannah Alalva, and as well as being a West End performer, she is also a recent vlogger, and also does her own podcast there. My apologies just for going away from the screen there as I get what I've got here. And for some of you that don't know what this is, this may be quite an unusual little, of course, gadget here, but this is the, I think it is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 miniature camera here. And if you did not know, this is a portable and also useful video camera, which records in 4K quality, just like with my, of course, my camcorder that I've been using for a long time. I've started to get a grainy kind of like filter effect on the lens. So I've decided now it's time for me to move on to get the best quality video possible. And oh, I'm terribly sorry. I did have to cut that out there from I just had a bit of a weird croak in my throat there. I feel like my throat is a little bit dry. Just to remind you guys, I'm okay. I haven't had the cold or anything. I may look a bit tired, of course, some bags under my eyes. But I've been very busy with a few other things, which I'll quickly talk about right after this. But I've spent quite a few £100 of money on this little video camera, but what is amazing about this is that it can film, of course, with this camera here, as I can quickly show you. Also, it's all done through motion, of course, detection. And I'm hoping that later on this year I will be starting to use this, and it will be very useful for future video uploads, especially with some of the video ideas that I have got planned for later on in the year. So that's all good and exciting to look forward to. But also, as well, on the topic of that, I can also quickly remind you that, as well as, of course, doing that, I can also officially announce that I will be in another upcoming show, which I know that I've been away from the stage, actually, since doing Spamalot with Campaign Amateur Theatre Company, which, on the topic of that, have now actually been confirmed that as of yesterday, I went to their general annual meeting that they do every year, and now they've officially confirmed that they are now going to have an official refurbished name change to now be named as Ely Theatre Company. And it's been in the works for the last few years, and due to the popularity of the theatre group, has started to lose its a bit of its identity in some way, and its reputation has been up and down in recent years. So to have a new name for the theatre group, I feel like it's the best way forward. And on the topic of that as well, I've already started, like I said, rehearsals for their upcoming production, the first of two that they are doing for this year. And the first one that I'm doing is the epic, of course, Andrew Lloyd Webber musical work itself of Evita. And I'm already just started rehearsals with that. I'm in the ensemble, even though I auditioned for the role of Che, and which I'm sure some of you might have seen that I already, when I auditioned, I actually went dressed as the character, just to see if I can pull it off. And don't forget, you can also have a look at my cosplay cover, also of singing Oh What a Circus. It was quite a challenge to sing that song in particular, but I have covered that song once before, but many years beforehand. But since I've had recent vocal training, it's nice to know that I can start singing a little bit more higher vocal range than what I used to, because even though I've now reached over my 30s now, my voice has started to go down a little bit, but I mean, it's already has cracked already since I was young. And but I'm really pushing myself to try and show that I can really do get the chance to get those lead roles in future shows as well. So and with also that being said, I know that of course we've only just started, but if you would like to see a little taste of that in future, of course, video updates, just let me know, and of course I will be getting on to showing you a little bit of footage before we go and do the show, which we're expected to do it in just a few months' time, in the month of May, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've unbelievably, if I have not said before, this year also marks 10 years since I did previously a production of it with Viva Arts and Community Group in Soham, and I know that, of course, it is a show that I am familiar with, but I never thought that I would have been capable to take on such a big, of course, well-known work from the amazing Andrew Lloyd Webber himself. And but I've also had the pleasure of also performing in the Phantom of the Opera as well from a few years before that as well. But it's nice to go back to the show after many years, and of course the version that I'm doing with Ely Theatre Company is a lot more different, I have to say, than to what I've done previously. But I'm hoping to do that, and also I'm currently also on the committee for the theatre company as well, and I've also put myself forward for also doing all of the social media coverage of the show coming up in just a few months' time as well with that as well. So without sounding too repetitive, yeah, so as I've said, I feel like that I think I've covered quite a lot in this particular channel video update, but as I have said before, it is great to be back doing this again. I know that with my other uploads I've done prior to doing this have been a little bit sporadic and everything, but it's just trying to find the time to just do the videos, and I love creating them, don't get me wrong. I mean, honestly, I love, of course, putting a lot of effort into some of the ones that especially with Grand Prix Formula 1, since I covered that series, going back to when I first started it from the end of, or the start of the start of last year, I had no idea what to, of course, how it would come out, and I wanted to try and make it as realistic as possible. But there was definitely a fair few videos where it got a little bit out of hand, and all just from how the AI are controlled in the game, but we've also had some quite astonishing results just through the game as well. And I know that if you haven't seen it yet already, I know that as of recording this, I am going to be recording the championship finale within the next few weeks. And it is going to be a very exciting end to the series. I know that currently 2 drivers are set to hopefully become world champion, but it'll be interesting to know to see if we can recreate the real life results that happened on the final race of the championship, and then looking forward to then doing the the following 2 seasons of the year of 1997, and I'm hoping to cover that hopefully from later on this year. But I'm really certainly looking forward, like I said, to covering also the FIFA World Cup for this year. I mean, I've yet to have done a World Cup vlog series since I did Football's Come Home for Christmas, which covered the Qatar World Cup from back in 2022. But unfortunately, due to copyright and due to how far England went when they got to the quarterfinals and they lost to France in quite the controversial way, with also a penalty miss from the skipper and captain Harry Kane, I hope that as of this year, and almost marking almost 60 years as of this coming July, this month, of course, with that month in particular as of this year, will mark 60 years since the senior men's football team last won the World Cup or any major tournament, and we've come close in recent years, especially making it to the final of the European Football Championship for the last from the last 8 years, from the last 2 tournaments, from 3 years ago at Germany in 2024, and then 2021, of course, previously being Euro 2020, but it had to be rescheduled to a year later due to the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic as well. The team has literally evolved and also proven that they can still play at a very good level on a world-wide stage. So it's going to be very interesting and very exciting to see how far they can go with, of course, the upcoming World Cup, like I said, from this summer. But anyway, before I ramble on anymore, I feel like that's all I've got to cover here on this make that another bumper channel video update for that matter as well. And of course, once again, if you want to suggest future ideas for videos, don't be afraid to put any suggestions in the comment box below this video. I would love to hear some of your thoughts, because I know that I mostly come up with the idea for most of these videos, and I put up memes occasionally, really funny stuff over the last few weeks or so, especially with when it comes to real random things like hysterical laugh compilations from my favourite television double act of Ant and Dec, or also this particular video from one half of the other channel, make that children's television double act of Dick and Dom with Richard McCourt saying this.
I'm gonna be a star!
Well, he does say a point though. I feel like that I'm hoping to be a star in, of course, which I will be, with, of course, the upcoming production of Evita from Andrew Lloyd Webber, and also with Ely Theatre Company on that as well. But yeah, as I said, I'm open to suggestions, and don't forget also, if you want to keep up with all what I do outside of YouTube, you can also still follow me down below on, of course, on the graphic there of Real Next Gen King Henry 8 on Instagram. And I also post now and then also on X as well, but I'm going through quite a change that Instagram has started to become my most primary platform for social media. But I'm up to loads of things on there as well, and I've also got loads of other big plans also for later on in the year as well, since we've only just started in the second month of the new year of 2026. So there's still lots more to be, of course, announced. So do, of course, stay tuned, of course, from later on in the year of what I've got planned for the remainder of the new year of 2026. Until then, with that being said, thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like, comment down below for your thoughts, and as always, do subscribe also and click the bell notification so you can be reminded of future video uploads here on YouTube. I hope you have a great rest of your day, or slash morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're watching this in the world, and I'll see you very, very soon for another official video upload here once again on my official YouTube channel of Jackpot Button Productions. Thanks for watching. See you very soon.